Whistler, Canada, home to arguably one of the best downhill bike parks in the world. And if you've never been, watching just a few of the thousands of YouTube videos about Whistler can leave you feeling like this park is only made for the pros and the bros. I'll admit, coming here is intimidating for a rider like myself, but my goal for this video is to demystify Whistler for all the average and intermediate riders out there. Whistler isn't only made up of huge tech, massive drops, and jump lines that shoot you 20 feet in the air. So, as the hilarious Katie Burrell would say, this video is for my fellow normies.
I don't know why you would say I could roll over it if it's a drop. Well, yeah, I do want to do the blue. I just want to hear about it for the whole ride. That's not as fun for me. Particularly like that loose gravel, steep, rollover, blind section. I'm like, give me more. You're right, I should totally try again.
Whistler Bike Park is huge. There are 4 riding zones: Fitzsimmons, Garbanzo, Creekside, which was only open on weekends in 2021, and Peak. From the top of Garbanzo, you can descend up to an estimated 2,700 feet on any given trail. But from the top of the world, or Peak, it's 5,000 feet of descent. It's only open midsummer, so we'll have to wait until next year for that one. So, we have been dreaming of coming here probably since we started getting more into mountain biking and into downhill bike parks, which was 4 years ago. We met somebody through YouTube who had some extra tickets handy available for us, and so we have 3 full days of riding here. Thank you so much, Wade and Whistler. You are the bomb. We decided to drop into Una Moss as our first run in Whistler. It was the perfect trail to get those braking fingers warmed up and find our flow before a full day of descent. Wow, that was designed for Melanie.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could probably do that trail all day, huh?
I don't think I've ever hit a berm so well, because he was like, I don't know, it was just like bigger and
smooth.
Unless it was like one of them really muddy ones. Like, I've never hit a berm so confidently. Oh.
Looking good.
There's more pedaling expected
Oy.
than I expected.
Pedaling?
Yeah, just to keep that nice speed going.
Oh yeah, just lay off the brakes.
My initial high from that first bit of riding is wearing down because I'm tired. But stance I need.
Yeah.
Another great trail with a little more challenge for those of us who haven't quite mastered berms is Insomnia. Everything is rideable, but there's room for improvement with more speed and style. After a mile or so, Insomnia drops us at the bottom of the Creekside gondola.
First run done in Whistler, and it's already blown us away. We only did the blue trails, and we're probably gonna continue to do that. Just because
There was nothing technical. This last section we did was a lot of really tight switchback berms with ruts. So like, you can get through all of it, but you can't take it at speed if you're uncomfortable. Me. So let's see what's next on the list so far. Really, really fun.
Obviously, she's already hungry.
Oh yeah. Crank it up, and we'll see if I can get jumps going here. Definitely fun trails. After a full day of riding around Creekside, we made our way over to the 5th zone, where the infamous trails like A-Line and Dirt Merchant begin. And of course, one of my new favorite trails, Crank It Up. If you're interested in catching some air but not flying high like you would on A-Line, then this is the trail for you. And for me. Don't get me wrong, you can most certainly gain some height here, but you can also lay low, whether on purpose or simply because you don't possess the skills to boost yourself into the air. The way these jumps have been built lend themselves well to a novice jumper like myself and help increase your confidence to tackle jumps that are bigger than what you've done before. This is the kind of trail that the more you ride, the better you get.
It does look like you pooped your pants.
Big air. Oh, didn't quite finish it.
I fell
You fell?
walking up to this spot.
And you almost fell earlier too.
Just slipped. Weekday line is a bit shorter.
Smidge. This time yesterday, the line probably 10 switchbacks.
Snakes?
Deep. More.
45 minutes yesterday.
Although my mission with this video is to demystify the gnar of Whistler, that doesn't mean that it's not there. If you're not ready for the spicy stuff, don't be afraid to take your own trail down while your more advanced biking partner decides to go for it on a double black. This is the Schleyer Trail, a trail that I am nowhere near ready for, but Evan was, and I'd say he's slick. After Evan's successful run down Schleyer, I was feeling a little tech riding FOMO, so we blindly chose Afternoon Delight as my first black run in Whistler. We later realized that Whistler has a progression matrix of each trail rated from least difficult to most. Knowing this, I would not have chosen Afternoon Delight as my first black diamond, but we still had fun even with a little walking here and there. Isn't that what mountain biking is all about? Walking? Okay, Evan says this is my first Whistler black, although I think I rode a black earlier. So far, so good. So one section I had to walk, where it got a little spicy. But here we are. We're backtracking because I refuse to hit a double black in Whistler.
We're not doing it?
The double black? Not for me.
It's taking you right where that bush. It's a little flat. It's not really Hey. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Front brake, front brake.
There's always that one rider that sees your potential to ride a tricky section. But in this case, he wasn't convincing enough for me. Here's Evan riding that same line later in the day with great ease, of course. But back to my normie predicament. It turns out since I didn't take Rock City down, my only option was lower Whistler downhill. Mother shit. Gets way too tight in here with the rocks. Which after some research today, we realized it's rated as a much harder single black diamond trail than I thought. Tight and slick. Hola! Front brake. I love when people who look pretty average tell me it's not so bad. Oh, the problem is I jinxed myself earlier. So far, not so bad. So this is my first double or single black, and so far so good. I take it back. Second half of whatever trail we're on, Afternoon Delight, not a delight. Speaking of delights, should you need a break from all the braking you're doing riding downhill, there are plenty of yummy treats to be consumed down in the village. We didn't make time in the middle of our riding days, but we made sure to stop by on the rainy days. The number one most recommended stop was purebred, so we made sure to get one of everything. Hello and welcome to today's pastry of the day. This right here is the OMG.
Oh my god.
It was a chocolate almond croissant.
I almost got that.
You did? Oh, this is really good.
Try this one next.
I like.
You try that next.
Evan just handed me a bunch of his. You can really tell the difference between the brownie versus cake consistency.
Oh really? I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
try
you
that
can try
brownie.
this one. If you're new around here, you may not know that we've been traveling in our van for the past 2 years with our dog Penelope. She rides with us on almost every trail, but on the days when she can't ride with us, we always look for a park nearby for her to run or roll around before leaving her in the van for a few hours. Look at me riding Skinnies. Into the Devil's Club. Oh my goodness. Whoa, oh, these are getting slippery. Oh my god. Every trail system should have some sort of bridge. Just makes it so fun. Oh, legends. Not the right line there for me. And this, I would take if it wasn't soaking wet, maybe. That's what I tell myself. Oh, I did it. It wasn't pretty, but I did it.
Good match. It was great.
If there's one trail that almost everyone knows about, it's A-Line, the classic Whistler jump line. We couldn't come here without checking it out, but I'll admit, I don't think I'll ever ride it again. It's definitely where you'll find the pros and the bros. That said, every jump is rollable, so as long as you have enough speed to get over the run-in, you'll be fine. Say, 8-line is not for me. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're riding pretty well down the trail, you're just not flying 20 feet in the air, but the people behind you are.
Oh yeah. Babe, no one's catching you. You're riding so fast.
One day I'll come back and kill those birds. We've only highlighted a handful of intermediate trails, but as you saw on the map earlier, there are plenty to choose from. And for the average rider like myself, none of them felt too out of my comfort zone, even though a Whistler Blue rated trail can often feel a little harder.
Oh my. I'm just throwing myself.
Oh, that says easier way there.
Because so many of the trails are well maintained, you'll be surprised what you can achieve. And of course, there's always blacks and double blacks if you're feeling a little crazy. The most important thing is to just have fun out there.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.
One last thing. We heard some kids in the lift line begging their dad for a Rocky Mountain chocolate, and if the kids are obsessed, then we obviously have to try it out too.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other.
Wow.
Hello. Day 3, Whistler riding complete.
Unbelievable. But now we're starving.
Downhill riding is exhausting. I say this every single time. I think because it's lift access and obviously you're not pedaling uphill, you're like, this is gonna be a breeze. At the end of the day, you are tired, and then the next day you are sore. Loved it. We had so much fun.
Thank you, Wade.
Yes, thank you so much, Wade. You are the best. And hopefully we'll see you next summer. We understand now why everyone is so drawn to Whistler, and we've already made plans to come back next year. If you're interested in following along on our travels, make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow on Instagram.